Hi, my name is Marilee Bresciani, and I have the privilege of serving as the president and founder of the Rushing to Yoga Foundation. Today we are discussing focused movement. The reason that we use focused movement as a training tool in the integrative inquiry is because we are practicing simply becoming aware of how our body feels as we move it. We are simply becoming in tune or present to the experience of movement in our body, when oftentimes we take it for granted. And the idea of beginning the training tools with focused movement is because many of us are already moving a lot. It's sort of why we joke about having the foundation be called Rushing to Yoga, that we're literally rushing around, moving, until we get to a point where we decide we have allocated this time to be still, to come into union with ourselves, which is what yoga means, to become one union with the mind, the body, and the spirit or soul, or the great I don't know, as we call it in the Integrative Inquiry course. So beginning with movement is beginning with something that many of us do every day, just even with speaking, or gesturing as we speak, or even simply in the opening and closing of our eyes as we blink, or raising our eyebrows in expression, or smiling, or frowning, or moving our neck side to side. So as we practice focused movement, you can practice it walking, practice it in yoga, practice it in Qigong, practice it in Tai Chi, practice it in the gym, running, or even while talking with your friends and family members. The idea is to simply begin to become aware of how our body moves and what we sense, and to accept that sensation for what it is and what it is not in the moment. And the mindfulness folks, Jon Kabat-Zinn, they talk about it as really being present to what is true now, not being caught up in the story of what might this mean if my shoulder hurts, or a judgment of I should not hold all the stress in my shoulders. Whatever it is, to step away from that and simply be observing and acknowledging and perhaps even embracing what we feel as we smile, as we blink, as we raise our eyebrows or move our shoulders. So as we move through focused movement and the exercise and the practice, I'm just simply going to coach you into being aware of what you may or may not be feeling. Again, there's no right or wrong. Just simply be with whatever it is that you're experiencing. So to begin, wherever you are, and if you are able, go ahead and stand. And if you are not able to stand, sitting is just fine. But what I will ask you to do is, if you're standing or sitting, feel, in the case of standing, your feet on the ground, on the floor, whatever the floor is. Just feel your feet. Can you feel your toes on the floor? The balls of your feet on the floor? The sides of your feet? Your heels? How about your arches? Do they feel the floor? And if you're sitting, can you feel your sit bones on your chair? How about the flesh around your sits bones? but your tailbone. And again, as any bodily sensations or thoughts arise around sensing your feet on the floor or your sits bones on the chair, simply be with them, acknowledging them, but not judging them. Feeling your feet on the floor or not, feeling your sits bones on the chair or not, simply be with that sensation. Acknowledge the thoughts or feelings that arise. And then gently, compassionately move to feeling an elongation in your spine. Feel as if you are firmly rooted on the ground with your feet or sits bones, and that there is an energetic burst of strong, aligning liquid moving through your spine so that you are lightly, gently, effortlessly feeling your spine become as long as possible and gently erect as possible. Now check in. Feel how this may feel inside your body. What are you sensing? What thoughts are arising? Simply observe, acknowledge them, and then return your focus to your spine, elongated. Now, if you are standing, envision your tailbone tucking and your ribs knitting together while your shoulders rise up and then roll back and down. Check in. How does that feel? What sensations are arising? Simply observe them, letting them go. If your body's asking for your attention in any part of it, draw your attention there. For example, my body is asking for my attention in my left shoulder blade. Simply going to move my left shoulder blade up and then back and down, giving it attention, giving it some compassion. And now I can focus on my shoulder blades, check in with my tailbone, check in with my front ribs, see if they're knitted together. Now I'll return my focus to my feet. Do I still feel all four corners of my feet on the ground? Simply breathing in and out now as I be with the sensations of my body. If you'd like, you can begin more and more focused movement. Perhaps simple raising of my right arm, moving it out to my side and pausing, holding it at a 90-degree angle, just sensing what I feel in my muscles, in my arm, my skin, the clothing on my skin. hair on my skin. Just being with that sensation, then moving my arm above my head and feeling that sensation. Whatever emotions arise, just being with it without judgment. Breathing in, sending compassion to any discomfort. And now lowering my arm, slowly feeling all the sensations in the lowering of my arm to the side. Breathing, checking in. And now my left arm, raising it slowly. Simply observing how the arm moves and then holds when I kindly ask it to. And then moves again above my head, feeling my bracelet fall down my wrist to my forearm. Feeling whatever it is that I'm feeling and sensing in my arm. And then gently lowering it again. No right or wrong. I'm not creating a story about why I might be feeling what I'm feeling. Simply observing. Just practicing becoming aware of how my body moves and the sensations that I feel as it does. You can continue moving your arms, maybe one or both above your head. You can continue moving your shoulders up and down, your head to the right and to the left. But moving slowly rather than quickly, so that my body has time to send the messages to the brain, which is often caught up in thoughts around other things, not really here with me as my body moves. This is a simple practice of focused movement. You can do this anytime, any way, anyhow you would like. The practice is simply taking time every day to feel what your body is feeling in the most simplest manner, and often the kind that we take for granted. Again, a smile. How does your body feel? How does your face feel? How do your lips feel? Your cheeks, your tongue, your teeth, your forehead, your eyes. What does your heart say when you smile? Maybe it says nothing. Maybe you feel nothing. Again, there is no right or wrong. Just simply practice the slowing down of the movement and its attention toward it. And then after you practice, we invite you to take out your journals and simply write about what opened up to you. What opened up to you as a result of your experience? How do you feel about that experience? What questions do you have? No right or wrong. Simply take a moment and journal. And if you have not had the opportunity to write those questions down, they're listed below this video so that you can journal on them after you watch. If you'd like more information, be sure to visit our website, www.brushingtoyoga.org. Until next time, thank you and namaste.